There are moments in life that don't announce themselves. No warning, no dramatic build-up. 1 minute life is moving just the way it always does, and then suddenly it isn't. That's what this moment was for me. I recorded this video not to explain anything, and definitely not to tell anyone how to live. I just captured it because it felt so real. And you know what? Nothing big happened. Nothing went really wrong, but everything felt so quiet, more quiet than usual. And instead of feeling the silence, I stayed with it. I think some of us are so used to noise, especially those of us living in the cities. Not just sound, but movement, expectations, plans, conversations. There is a lot that is going on. But even when we are alone, there is usually something playing, something scrolling, something waiting. It's quite a bit. Even if you're just at home, there is a lot that needs to be done. If you're a lady, you'll find yourself moving from one room to another, touching this, touching that, giving instructions here and there, and even you'll get late. And sometimes you ask yourself, did I have to do it at that time? But we are busy, so busy. What was different this moment? It didn't ask for any of that. It felt like standing still while the world kept breaking around me. It was so quiet and I felt really good. I could even feel the wind move. I felt like the light had shifted. Time kept going, just slower than I expected. This was a ride and I enjoyed it. Just watching nature, looking at the trees, observing the flowers. There are people who have planted both flowers and fruit trees, and people buying. Business was just going on as usual. And as I passed by, I felt that quiet moment. Even as I passed this bridge, I didn't feel much. It was a good ride, and I felt really good. Interestingly, what surprised me most wasn't the quiet, but it was how uncomfortable it felt at first. Not because anything was wrong, but because I wasn't doing anything. No fixing, no planning, no beckoning. I was just there, just being where I already was. And that's even harder than it sounds. You know, I've been on this road several times, but what was surprising is that I noticed things I usually miss. How my breath naturally slowed. How my shoulders dropped without me thinking about it. How my thoughts stopped racing and started arriving one at a time. It made me realize how rarely we give ourselves moments like this. Not intentionally, but honestly. Moments that don't need to be productive, but to be meaningful. I don't really think these moments are rare. I think we just move past them too quickly. We label them as pauses, delays, or empty spaces instead of what they really are. They are transitions, they are check-ins, small resets we didn't ask for about probably, yet we needed them. So just take some time and let's look at the surrounding. Once again, we can see some red soil, probably because this is cotton soil. and the red soil will help in growing of these fruits and also of flowers. I really like the flower pots. They really look nice. More especially the colors, the different colors, and I imagine them being in my home. They would really change the environment. But even look at the trees. Those are eucalyptus trees. They are also called blue gum. I don't know how to gauge age, but I think these have taken some time. Considering this is normally a dry area, so someone has put in some effort to make it look this good, just change the environment so that people like me can be able to pass by and enjoy the serene environment. People are just going through life. They may not have farms, some have, but they have brought things closer to us. Did you ever imagine that you can just do business where there are these flowers? Just taking a small piece of land by the roadside. Beautification. And people who are stressed, it makes them so relieved and they enjoy the beauty of this place. Something that you may be missing even in your own home. The calmness. A moment even as you drive by, just to listen to yourself and know that life can be different. We need to give ourselves time. Just as the flowers are growing, we too need to move into that space and just allow life to pass. Not too busy all the time with the pressures in this life, but there's also time to relax and just observe and be happy. And you know what? I didn't record this to explain anything, and definitely not to tell anyone how to live life, because everybody has their own experience and they need to experience it on their own. I just wanted to capture a moment that felt real before it passed. And if you're watching this and something in you feels familiar, that's enough. You don't need to name it. It's okay. Thank you for staying around up to this moment. And if you enjoy quiet reflections like this one, moments that don't rush or just perform, you're really welcome to stay on. You can subscribe if you want to see more of these small pauses, these in-betweens, these quiet moments, and even the journey. These journeys that don't always need words. But once again, thank you for sharing these moments with me. And again, if this is your sort of content that you like, kindly leave a comment on what you feel or what else you'd like us to bring on the African Mom's World. I'll see you on the next one.